Good evening, Swampers and Swampettes. Hope you're all well. Bit of a late one tonight, Friday night special with match day 2 of Division 2. Before we get started, the fella who's kind of bailing us out with a bit of company here tonight is Mike Savage. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Evening. Yes, not so bad, thanks, you.
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Cheers for jumping on. How is your Friday night at present?
Oh, pretty low key, to be fair. Just
Yeah,
little barrel with a little bit of rum in it, and
yeah.
yeah, all's well.
You'll what you on? You on the dog? You on the light? You on the flavoured? What's your tip tonight?
Uh, Kraken Dark with
Oh, nice.
black cherry.
Oh,
Black
like
cherry version I got bought at Christmas. It's all right. But
that's decent. That. What do you just have it neat, or do you have it as a mixer, or?
well, I've put it with Coke,
Hmm.
and that was the wrong choice,
Hmm.
to be honest. But
Hmm. What what would
I'll
have
find
been
something that goes with it.
what would have been the right choice, do you reckon?
Probably just with a bit of ice, just
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah, I don't like me rum neat. I do like it with a bit of fizz. I do like it with a bit of
I
bit of
don't
lime
in
in it.
general, but this
Hmm.
is so sweet. I don't know
Yeah,
what else I could put with it.
yeah. You can feel the diabetes kind of coming for you.
First person in the world with type 3.
Yeah, yeah. I am just Horse is just saying, is there music? There was music, Horse, at the start, but there isn't now. If everybody could just let us know that you can all hear us all right. Savage, we're on match day 2 of Division 2, the place where the magic happens, and the interesting concepts happen. Obviously, not much to kind of write home about in terms of league standings and form teams and things. A couple of big wins for a couple of teams, but I suppose any kind of concept this build that are really standing out to you as interesting or kind of exciting or
Uh,
creative.
I mean, they're all pretty good down here. Like I
Mm,
said, D2 is where the real interest is, and a bit of thought. I like yours. I think yours is one of my favourites. Because I can be a bit of a Pokemon geek, and
yeah, yeah.
so I really like that. It's a really good idea. That
And what I'm
um,
what I'm glad about is that Horse. I managed to kind of work past um, Horse's autism and get him to actually type in the Pokemon names rather than just have them as actual players to really double down on it. Um, so it wouldn't have been as funny if Holger Korp had have actually been the player. You know, the whole idea was that he's Magic Corp, and
yeah,
it took us about 4.5 weeks of trying to convince Swempy in the build that actually, for the concept to work, they needed to appear on screen as these.
and I imagine if we'd all done that.
Yeah, you probably would have done it. You probably would have committed to it. Danglies, though, shout out to the Danglies. Honestly, everybody
Who
loves the Danglies, don't they?
who
You
doesn't
know
love
what I
a
mean?
danglies?
They are synonymous with Swem. Um, in terms of Horses saying he had no sound on the laptop, but it's all good. He checked on phone, brilliant. If anybody else can just give us a nudge, that sound and audio is all working all right. We don't do cameras in Swem, which is just kind of a preference really. So just let us know that the audio is working all right. Fixtures tonight then we have where are we at? Fixtures tonight we have Gabagool against Stack, so Horse against the Dims.
Yeah,
A
good
Walk in
one.
the
That.
Park against Gondor, so that is Stee against Swanee. Danglies against SCC 23, Ian Edwards. Falarocki against Jens's Real Life Football. I do like that concept, really, really good. And then we've got Aussie's Other Dream against Pallet Town. Evening Dimble, how you doing, mate? Just let us know you can hear us all right, bud, if you wouldn't mind. And then we've got your team, Port Tucker Pats against Kinder 76. I don't know who the manager of this is. Do you?
No, I don't.
No.
Honestly, I couldn't tell you what half of these are.
I,
It's
I
just
do like I do like a
I
little Falcao shout though.
yeah. I don't know my own team in this yet.
Martin.
So
It's Martin. Okay, I should have known. I do like a Falcao shout though. The amount of saves I've tried to kind of do with Falcao with 16 and try to turn him into a beast through like intensive training and Pomaski and his me assistant and all that sort of stuff. And then obviously we've got under the cosh is Stee, isn't it? Yeah. Stee is another cosh. That's the one. Cheers, horse. And then Toto, which is Tato, who looked very, very good in the cup game that we streamed the other night. They were absolutely flying. Should we just randomise the start?
Yeah, just crack on, roll the dice.
Jens, it was a very late start. We've only been on about 4 minutes, mate. I watched Limitless tonight. Savage, have you seen that before? Bradley Cooper.
No.
Would recommend a decent kind of 4 popcorns out of 5. Probably one of the better films knocking about on Netflix. I would definitely recommend it. So we go to Under the Cosh against the old Tato's, Toto, and this is how Under the Cosh go tonight. No, mate, no, you haven't been on yet. We've only just started. But we'll try and rattle through as quick as we can. This is how they go. Orca, DML, really, really solid there. Massive home favourite for me. And then Huckabee and Hignett, I think, kind of cult heroes of the database. Any thoughts on Under the Cosh, Savage? Anything jumping out at you?
Just the boring formation. This is Swamp, isn't it? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, this is a Division 1 formation, this, isn't it?
Yeah. It's maybe it's a bit serious, isn't it?
Yeah,
but I mean it's solid enough, isn't it?
Yeah,
but
I always think if you're playing a flat back 3 as centre halves in Swamp, you've not really bought into the whole madness of at least 3 at the back. So I mean, I think you either do what Dimble does with the DL and the DR and the DC, or you go like a flat back 4, because you never see that anywhere in competitive champ, do you?
No, I mean I'll be playing a sweeper as soon as I've got one, so that's my excuse.
Yeah, and we go with Toto, who stay with the boys that handed out a bit of a hammering. Hell of a lot of cult hero players, hell of a lot of Tato players in this. I think this is definitely going to be one of the more competitive Swamp Division 2 sides. You've got Mark Vivian Foy in there, who just absolutely tackles for fun. I know Jens is a big fan of his as well. And then you've got kind of, players that perform miles better than they potentially should on stats. Toomba has an absolute battering ram up top there. And then the wingers are just McKeeran, and obviously you've got Riyad, who we all know about, the intrinsic stuff. And anything else sticking there for you, Savage, and Tato's total tactic?
It's a bit more like it, isn't it? It's a bit more attacking, a bit more interesting. But Foy in that DM role, just he can actually just command that entire middle of the pitch. So
how many tackles do you think he's going to make here?
I reckon 17 and
17. I was going to say
15. 14 completed.
Yeah, a big save from the Under the Cosh keeper early doors as Riyad has a chance. Sedgwick getting involved there, Craig Hignett getting involved, Carlisle from centre half spraying the ball left, right and centre. Orca has a strike. Toto just under a little bit of pressure there. And there was another chance for Toomba. Under the Cosh keeper having a blinder already with 3 big saves. Huckabee in there. Cater just puts it wide from about 20 yards out. Sedgwick gets an unbelievable play from Under the Cosh. Jump to 40 minutes, Parkin in there. This is a really, really good tussle between these two sides. You think the first goal is going to be massive. Riyad is back in there. And Arai and Toomba, we said he was like a battering ram. And right on the course of half-time, Toomba gets what is his 4th goal of the season inside 3 games. And it felt a little bit 50-50 kind of back and forth there, Savage, in the text.
Yeah, it was a lot more even than I thought it might have been, from the off. But like we said before, Steve's formation, because it's so defensive in this league, in this setup, it's not doing anything. Yeah,
3 AMCs versus 1 DMC is probably, unless it's one of the big boys, there's only going to be really one winner in that overload. Tato going as is, still 60. Nothing really standing out in terms of the performance, but the scoreline matters. Over to Under the Cosh. How many tackles has Foy got? Where are we at? Where is he? He's got 7 already and he's won 6 of them. It's pretty good. 90% success rate. Over to Steve, not bad ratings, but just probably not seeing enough of the ball if we look at passes and passes completed. And certainly from his more creative players, a kind of spade of 6s. Mark of the Beast going on there from his front threat, kind of 3 attacking players. Not much happening Do you go 2 up top if you stay here?
Yeah, I mean, I think not even 2 up top because it's your supply as well, isn't it? So I don't know. I don't quite know what I'd do there, actually, to be fair.
Yeah,
just longer arrows on the wings, maybe.
Yeah.
A bit more forward play from Russell and Hicknett.
Yeah, I'd maybe be tempted to go ML and MR and put 2 up top and give the midfielders arrows as well, because you've only got 4 doing a job in there. So we'll just give Steve a couple of minutes. Obviously, the mighty Leeds scored 3 goals in the last 10 minutes tonight. Didn't capture the performance, but that was a massive result for them. Sorry, Smuts. So he may well be under the influence. So what we'll do is we'll just crack on, and anything that comes through in the meantime, you'll make it 60 minutes. Craig Hignett gets there, and Smuts himself is saying that Steve is on. There's the second, and Takume, who didn't have the best game last time out, but actually has put his side 2-0 up, and you think that's going to be all she wrote. Keeper had to backpedal and tips it over the bar at short notice. Huckabee Okaronko in there with the last-ditch tackle, trying to stop Huckabee getting the shot off. But that kind of midfield forward for Steve just really hasn't done enough, Sav.
No, Huckabee's completely out of his depth there, isn't he? But you think he's up against 4?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And
he wants 2 at AMC to confuse him if no else.
He's not blessed on being one of those kind of AMCs that has the ability to go toe to toe with some of those big tacklers in terms of physicality wise. So we'll come back to Steve in a second. We go over to Toto. Other than kind of protecting the yellow cards, you'd really be reluctant to do anything here if you were Toto.
Yeah, I'd just leave it. I'm not in favour of resting at all. Game don't like it.
It doesn't. It bites you on the arse, doesn't it? 40 on 78%, maybe. Maybe you'd be tempted to get 40 off, considering you're 2-0 up. And there's some definite fan favourites on the bench there. You know, DT. I love a DT. I think I drafted him in the All Stars draft. Any kind of thoughts on that, Sav? How did you feel your draft went?
Oh yeah, draft. Oh yeah, it was good. It's completely. It's a new experience for me. I've never done one before, so it's all right. That long ass wait was terrible, but so apart from that, it was all right. I think I'd be tempted to play Udeze instead of Wako, but
he's just a little bit. He's tackling and he's marking. His mark looks pretty good there, to be fair, but he's tackling, he's marking, and he's heading early on are usually a little bit poor until he kind of gets to 23, 24. So yeah, Tato goes as is. I don't really want to get into a situation where I'm making subs for Steve, but it is Swemp, so
I presume he's not sent any instructions.
No instructions. So. I can't be asked with Tato morning if he was to turn it around anyway. So Hignett there, who has had a good game. And has been present in the text. We get to 85 minutes, nothing else happening. And this would be an aggregate 7-0 win on Toto's last 2 games if this was to carry with a clean sheet, albeit one of them against the AI. Another couple of chances. Carlisle gets in the way and makes a tackle. But that was pretty comprehensive from Toto. And that sees them get the first win of the season. Drew the first game and then get the first win of the season. Andy Johnson put himself about, but he was no match for those 3 AMCs. And in contrast, Foy didn't have to do anything other than 2 more tackles in the second half, and he didn't even have to make them. And Okaronko, absolute cult hero of the database, gets man of the match with assists from Kamuna, who was on a 5 at half time, turned it around to a 7, and Efraye, who also gets the assist. So I think there, Sav, I don't know what you think, but Toto looked pretty impressive there.
Yeah, comprehensive, innit? Completely comprehensive, no question on that.
Yeah, Jens does make a really, really good point. Rocking up the Swamp Division 2 with Isaac Agaronko and Mark Vivian Foy seems a bit over the top, in my opinion. Mega Horse, if you're there with sound on, if you can tell us where, and then Dimble straight in as well. Agaronko in this league is a joke. I'd be tempted to agree. Horse, if you can tell us where Toto rate in relation to Swamp Division 2, I think they're probably going to be the top team, with maybe who else would be up there. Stattington will probably be pretty close up there, I reckon. I think those 2 will probably probably be closer. So we do go over to the Pokemon Masters. So we go over to Pallet Town, who were humbled last time out by Stackington in the Cup, who's asked about the Cup anyway. But actually, they turned your guys over 3-1 first game, albeit against 10 men.
Keeper sent off after 13 minutes.
Yeah,
not good.
We'll take it, mate. It's going to be a long season, mate. We'll take it. Bellsprout comes into AML and Marowak comes into AMR, and they push up from ML and MR. We just didn't create enough last game, and Jens is absolutely fuming that Mr. Mime hasn't been picked. But unfortunately, he's gashed his leg doing hypnosis, and he's not fit to play. Pikachu obviously unhappy, been chucking him in the Pokeball, so there's work to be done there. Over to Ozzy's Other Dream. I think this is the latest I've known Smuts be up in absolutely ages, so delighted that you're live, Smuts. And this is how they go. So it is the same system, same 11 from their last 11. I don't know many of these players very well. And are these players that have played for Leicester or anything, Savage, or are they just favourites of Smuts?
I'm honestly not entirely sure. I'm not as up with it this year on the the particular things, but I know Shuey's a famous favourite, isn't he?
Yeah, obviously Smuts absolutely loves him. I've never really had him. Never really tried anything with him. And his only league appearance this season was a 5. Champ Mega Host there in the chat is revealing the rankings. So we have got Gabagool, Gondor at second place team. That's a little bit surprising, to be honest. All terrible -2 PA players. Good, I like that, Smuts. That's much more interesting than just former Leicester players, to be fair to you, mate. Prediction here, Savage?
Well, it's got to go for a Pallet Town win on it.
Back the boys. I think. I'd be surprised if that comes off, to be honest, mate. I think the best defender has got a heading of 4 or something like that, to be honest. So I think total, when it comes around, they're going to absolutely bum the head clean off us, knowing how physical they are. And there is the first goal of the night. Navia does get the first goal of the night. Bellsprout does have half a chance there, and so does Marowak. Torado into the book. Marowak, it's bad that I know the kind of actual Pokemon names, even though the player names are flashing up in the text. And Victory Bell has a half a chance, but doesn't quite hit the back of the net, offside there. And there is Bellsprout. But Bellsprout, and Magikarp is injured. Magikarp has obviously flapped about far too much in those celebrations, and Magikarp just finds himself returned back to the Pokeball, and Dragonite there comes on, and it's 1-1. Can you believe this, Mike Savage?
That's what I predicted.
Oh, Tauros gets the ball. Now we are Horsia gets in the way there. Marowak, Dragonite, and we get a half time at 1s each, and and Pallet Town have actually held their own there, mate. Can you believe it? So, any thoughts of half time?
Aside from you stole the only Pokemon joke about Magikarp flapping that I could think of off the top of my head.
Tauros there in with the assist. The back. That's how we play at Pallet Town. We don't want the ball at the back. Get it forward. Get on with it. But the kind of stats and interaction with the ball would probably tell you that Aussie's Other Dream were on top there. A lack of tackles across both. Maybe it's just a little bit back and forth. And Jens is calling a Draco Meteor from Dragonite. So we'll see if Smuts wants to make any changes, if he's awake. Savage, did you ever hear about how tired Smuts is?
Is he tired?
Did you never hear that?
No, mate. No.
I'll get him to tell you, mate. I'll get Smuts to tell you how tired he is. Smuts goes as is. Thank you very much, my man. And we'll go to 60 minutes. A little bit of blue and white as we get to the 54-minute mark. Zapdos is in there. Great play from Pallet Town, but they don't take advantage of it. And there is Antitue, and it's 85 minutes. And we fucked it a little bit here. So let's go fucking balls deep Pokemon style. And we'll see what Smuts wants to do. They've taken the lead 2-1. Shuey with the goal. Condition-wise, nothing really much to worry about. 78%, 73% for Varka and Kudurea. Apologies if I butcher those names. but ratings-wise, very, very solid, and they've probably put the game to bed there on 86 minutes. We'll see if Smuts wants to do anything significant. Maybe you get the Torado yellow card covered, just so that you don't go down to 10 men, maybe.
I think he's gone as is, hasn't he? Is that not...
that was half time,
from 60, wasn't it?
Yeah, half time. 60 minutes, yeah. No, this is 60 because we didn't stop, because it just jumped from like 58 to 85 before we even get the click in. So this literally is 60. So we'll hopefully have something from Smuts soon. If not, we will just roll. This wasn't the base tactic I sent. At least it's in the right lineup now. Okay, mate, we'll just crack on.
Yeah.
You're gonna win the game. So another chance. Fair shot hits the woodwork and goes over, hitting the crossbar there late on. The Palatine boys, have they got one more chance left in them? Victory bell! Victory bell! Oh my God! Victory bell! Jamie Victory Bell has absolutely vine whipped it into the back of the net. What a result! What scenes, what history, what swim. Mike Savage, your thoughts?
Speechless. Check the match report, see if it was actually whipped in. That'll be that'll be a nice little it's only a fierce shot. But an equaliser nonetheless. It's probably deserved as well. It's a very, very even game overall.
Yeah, Bellsprout there, absolutely, doing his bit up top, doing the graft, and the tactical change from Ash Ketchum at 86 minutes clearly had an impact. Over to Aussie's other dream, really, really solid, but just never really put the game to bed. Had a hell of a lot more of the ball there if we look at the actual kind of passes that were made, but a really, really solid point away from Palatine, who remain unbeaten in the league. Played Smuts. Over to a walk in the park next, who I do believe is Steve. Is that right? No, under the cautious Steve. The walk in the park is horse posted just before there. Steve's is under the caution. Walk in the park is Mr. Boozy. Mr. Boozy, Godspeed you. Welcome to Swamp. Thanks for your contribution. And he goes with a 4-4-2. I think Course has just said they're the worst rated average current ability with 38.89. That's pretty horrific. And I read that as pain, and you suspect that they're going to be in for a lot of pain this season, having lost 0-5 to Faliraki first game of the season. Over to the main stat man in the whole of the CMO 102 universe, and it is Swanee with his Sons of Gondor tactic. A load of players that I absolutely love in this. Savage, I don't know about you, but Pamadou Kar, Mamadi Sidibe, David Romo, I think he's class season one in the lower leagues. Any thoughts on the Gondor boys?
Yeah, where's my man? I don't think he's in the team. Where is he? Aragon, he's injured. He's injured. Gutted.
Strained ankle ligaments.
For a bit as well.
Shit. Leon Britton as well. One of those footballers, a bit like Joe Allen, who really shouldn't be a footballer, but is actually very good at the job he needs to do in the team. Predictions here. This is the second greatest team, the second highest current ability team in Division 2 against the lowest.
It's hard to look past a Gondor win, but I just love what a walk in the park are doing.
Yeah.
It's 4-4-2. You go behind and you go absolutely batshit with a tactic at halftime. It's sort of epitome of Swamp, and it just.
Yeah, absolutely. Chris Coleman, who always looks really, really solid season 1, season 2. And as I said, I think David Romo could absolutely run the show against this flat midfield 4. But we wish the best of luck to both, and we would like a walk in the park. A walk in the park to get something. That's not a great start from them. The right back, Ali Pickering, not Ronnie Pickering, is injured after 22 minutes. Just in case he doesn't know who's who, he hasn't really got a right back. But you'd have to go Ripley, wouldn't you? Or you'd have to go Ripley or Heckenbottom. So we'll see what Mr. Boozy wants to do here, and we will crack on.
You could move to a 3 at the back, couldn't you? Move to a 3 at the back, and then
or 3 up top.
Don't think you've put any defenders on the bench.
Jens asking to click Toto. Where's Toto at? Where's he at? In their squad, like in their non-player. You haven't got a defender on the bench, mate. You literally don't have a defender on there. So you either go kind of 3 at the back and 3 up top. Phil Collins. Just chuck a mid on. Brilliant. We'll go with Andrew Ripley's, believe it or not. And we will crack on. And we'll see what impact playing right winger does. Oh, there is bit. Oh, the dream was alive. The dream was alive. But actually, walking the park have held everyone with nothing happening.
Oh, dear.
In the first half or the second half. But a walk in the park with a goal disallowed have actually done more than we probably expect based on Mega Horse's ratings there, Sav.
I love the 4-4-2. Like I say, it's my second team, even though I'm in the same league, I think.
Yeah. Did Horse once do a save of everybody playing 4-4-2? Oh, I know that's a really stupid fucking question because he's done his about a save in every possible thing that you can maybe morally do in the game.
You know it.
Yeah. So the answer to that question is probably yes, even if he doesn't remember it himself. Yeah. We'll just see what Mr. Boozy wants to do. I think it's time for Phil Collins. Palin obviously scored. And it was disallowed. Ian Palin. It's class. And we'll see what he wants to do. But Swanee's not here and he hasn't submitted any instructions. David Romo not really being effective. And Toto Dalone, who Jens had kind of popped out as a player of interest, is on a 5 there. A walk in the park, Mr. Boozy does not want to do anything. Let's see if they can get a first goal. We jump to 60 minutes. I'm not going to bother with Gondor there. We'll come to them at full time. Little bit of a condition issue with Kingsley Paul. Maybe it's time to Mr. Boozy saying if we go a goal down, we lose our shit tactically. So you're not a goal down, but there's actually a chance here. You feel as though Gondor are there to be got at, Sav?
Yeah. He's all up there. It's definitely up for a shot.
Paul off, I'm guessing, for Phil Collins. Nothing else makes sense, and we'll just give you a couple of seconds, Graham, just to decide if you want to go kind of mega batshit crazy. Phil on, yeah. Paul off, Phil on, brilliant. Anything else, mate? Any arrows or anything? I know you do like to mix it up and kind of Savages. I can smell the moistness from here of Savage wanting you to go batshit crazy, mate. So please don't let him down.
Oh yeah, but I'm equally excited about the 4-4-2.
Oh, he doesn't want to do anything. He's going 4-4-2. Savage, just before we kick off, can you give us a little, give him a little cuddle, give him a little reassurance?
A little cuddle, a little reassurance. Yeah, why not?
That's my favourite Swamp soundbite. And we get to another draw, which was absolutely atrocious. And a walk in the park, though, have held their run against the second best team on ratings in the league. Sav, how can you summarise that other than just say, well done, a walk in the park?
Yeah, I mean, you can't knock a point, can you? When that might be the only point that you get all year.
Yeah.
You know,
we both been there, Savage. We both been there.
Yeah, regular.
Yeah. So yeah, well played a walk in the park and a lucky Swanee. We'll see how that affects the league standings at the end of the show. Over at the Faliraki 69ers, who absolutely trounced the team that we've just seen, and also beat. How are you trying to say that, Sal?
So, Bromma Posh Corner.
Hey, look, that's brilliant. Spoken like a man that done a 3-month retreat in the Thai mountains. We go over to the Faliraki 69ers, who do go for the 3 at the back in a really, really interesting form. And Nicky Butts in Division 2. What? How has that got past Horse? That's a disgrace.
I mean, every single other player must be about 20 rated to bring the average down to it.
Yeah, Andrew Chauvin, I like that. I don't think I've ever seen him in CMO 1 or 2. Jens gave us a history lesson there. That would be really, really good, mate. 3 EMCs behind the dick and the dick up top, ready to penetrate. Over to real life football.
Well, that's what they say, isn't it? Behind every behind every good dick, there's a good gash. So that's somewhat along those lines, isn't it?
Behind the dick, there's a gash. Not, yeah, I don't know. Well, let's not get into that.
Behind every good man, there's a good
there's a gash.
Job. Yeah.
Behind every man, there's a good gash. We go over to real life football, and this obviously is players that Jens either played against or with. Some decent little cult heroes. Frode Kip is in there, and Cherno Samba is in there as well. Jens saying Adrian Gassier is in Division 2. It's Game of Ghost Game. Sorry, Jens, mate. I know it's about midnight where you are, so I apologise for that. We do go over to second class citizens against FC Danglies. This is how Ian Edwards goes, which I love. I think it's absolutely class.
Yeah, he's got a fun side.
Yeah, you can tell he's just sick of winning the Super League, isn't he? He's sick of being serious, and he's got a centre half with a DMC sitting on top of him.
That DMC running backwards for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Yeah, like it doesn't have
other than to run back and
it's brilliant.
Give Foster a little cuddle.
Steve, little reassurance. Steve Howsham, obviously, is a lower league kind of home safe favourite. I think Dimble and Steve both really like him. And Filimonov, who is the backup keeper to Khan in same owner to Super League, is on the bench for him. Great keeper. One of the many Russians I've brought to the fore in the world of CMO 102. Over to Danglies, who I think are everybody's favourite offensive team. Stig Toftin just letting one off in the DMC, and Postma, who I think if Stefan Postma ever came across a swim stream, he would be unable to believe that his antics have kind of made him the hero that he is. Do you know what I mean? I think we should try and get in touch with his agent or something.
He usually tags him in on Twitter, doesn't he, if they're on there.
Yeah, and Duncan Ferguson has had a really, really good start to the season, and so have Danglies, to be fair. Winning 3-1 against Kinder, but obviously the cup they went out, but who's also got the cup. Any predictions here, Sav?
Saunders brace.
Saunders brace.
Yeah,
the Danglies are off, and there is Duncan Ferguson really early doors trying to put his team 1-0 up. Postma can't hold on to it and drops it, and now the citizens are just putting on a bit of pressure. Jarozadov in there, Dunn in there, and a hopeful looking shot, but doesn't have anything. And there is Christian Dahlberg, who puts his side 1-0 up on 24 minutes. And it's been, again, another kind of 50-50 game going back and forwards. But the Danglies do just start to have a little bit of a stranglehold on it. But I think Postma spilt it again. Postma, and there is Dean Saunders. What a game this is turning into. The game of the night, early doors. Filimonov with a big save at half-time. What a game that was. And I just want to check that Sanders... it was Filimonov that spilt it. It's not Postma. Did Postma spill it as well? Postma saved and deflected the ball clear. So both keepers of both teams really not holding on to shots and giving strikers of the other team the opportunity. Haven't seen Edwards for a little bit of a while, so we're going to know that he's going to go as is. And Wooder isn't here, nor has he submitted any instructions. I think he's a little bit poorly at the moment, so get well soon, mate. And we'll crack on to 60 minutes. Superb effort there from the citizens. We get to 60 minutes and we'll just have a little bit of a look. There is Saunders, and Saunders puts one flying over the bar, and it is Suleimani who is injured in trying to defend that. So we will just have to see if there's any left back. So Sunji High is at the MLC, will come straight on, which makes perfect sense for Edwards. Yeah. Anything else jumping out at you there, Sav? No real condition issues. Petway is 71%.
71%, and he's on a poor rating as well, isn't he?
Do you think we should make that change for him?
No, it's only on a 6. It might have been on a 5 at half time, so it's gone up to a 6.
I think Pate or there is let's make that change for him.
Oh no, he's got his ear is Edwards.
Hang on, so... he's there. Sorry. Norman for Youngs, Notman for Youngs. Sorry, Edwards, I didn't realise you were here, mate. I thought you dipped off and fell a kip. So yeah, we'll just give him a couple of couple of seconds to decide if he wants to do anything else on top of that. Been a really good game this, Sav.
Yeah, quite a lot of back and forth, isn't it? That's what these formations do, though, isn't it? When they're a bit more different.
Yeah, longer the arrows just kind of open everything up. Horse just saying he's in the chat. Yeah, I know you guys are on delay, but we've spied it, and by the time I said this, you'll have realised we've spied it. So I don't know why I'm saying it. Sorry, Horse. Condition wise, Joey Dunn on 65% as an MC. Pretty sure Edwards will not mind us just changing the MC there, especially if it's Antonio Barotto. We'll change it to Joey Dunn, and we'll get to full time. How's this going to end, Sav?
I think there's more in it. I'm going to go 4-all.
4-all, class. A brilliant last 25 minutes is what Savage predicts. Citizens coming in there with a chance. Stig Tofton goes into the book. Dolberg putting himself in there. Sanders puts a little bit of pressure on at the end, but the Dangleys do. Is that 2 out of 2 for them? The Dangleys go on top of the league with goals from Dolberg and Saunders, and a pretty 50-50 match, but actually the Dangleys were just a little bit more clinical. And Bedrosian with the man of the match performance, but I can't really remember seeing his name in the text.
No, not particularly.
Over to Edwards, pretty average, but probably less than average ratings. Steve Howsham pulling strings in the middle of the park there, but not able to put the chances away that Dangleys did. Great game, that, lads. Really enjoyed that. And we're over to the poor... you end up saying check Dangleys for Wibwob. Those were the days, mate. Honestly, I need to go back and find... I think I've got the clips of where... Do you know the story, the whole Would I Wibwob and things, Sav?
Oh, yeah, that was my... Yeah, that was my part of my era.
Was it? Yeah. Honestly, three streams on the bounce where he doesn't realise he's with Bob, and it's happening. It's happening live in front of everybody. Do you know what the funniest thing was though, Sav? The first time it happened with his Lettersford team, I didn't even spy the Wibwob. I just said it as a joke. I was like, "Oh, what does Wibwob? Check them circles." And then Ryan checked the circles on stream and was like, "Oh, hang on, like he actually has."
But in fairness, history on Wood's side, Ryan might have added him in himself.
Yeah.
So
yeah. I think when the whole Ryan thing happened, Would I sent him a WhatsApp that was ignored, and it was something like, "You dirty bastard, you give me shit all those years. Look what you've done." Over to Kinder Bueno 1976. This is what this screams swim done itself.
No, that don't scream. That's a boss, that, isn't it? How am I going to get the likes that I've got past 9 players in fucking defence?
One of them is Rob Oddy, who's got 4 for heading. So hope springs eternal there. Over to yourself, Sav. Cerebral West and Hartman are out, but probably wouldn't have played anyway. And this is how you go. Talk me through your 11.
So it is like I think everybody knows by now, it's all Family Guy, isn't it? So some of them are more of a stretch than others. The non-aficionado might not realise where Samba comes in. But
you and Barbara, really
Barbara.
Creative.
Barbara Puder Schmidt.
Creative FC. I do like them on a. I think I had a Scottish save once where I was someone like Dunfermline, and he absolutely ran riot. I'm not asking for a prediction, mate, but best of luck. You think after you defeat to Pallet Town that this is a really big home game for you. Lucas Neal with a chance there. Is Lucas Neal playing AMR tonight after his blinder in the previous fixture?
I think so.
Yeah, he had a blinder in the cup last time out. Lucas Neal is involved there. Chino Samba with a bicycle kick, and it has been all Port up the Pats, regardless of there being 9 at the back. We'll jump over to Kinder 76 just in case Martin is lingering and Savage is in the chat. Just really not enough of the ball to do anything with it. Over to the Port up the Pats. Savage, you're absolutely flying here. John O'Shea and Peterson letting you down a little bit, and Chino Samba not really getting any shots on target. But Yeah, what are you going to do here, mate?
I'm going to have to make some. What Dan let me do? Let's take. Keep them and them. Whitley off for Meg. Meg can go AMC.
Yeah.
Then we've got longer arrows on Angelov and Ricarta. I'm trying to think.
Tell you what I think.
Trying to make sure.
I think Matthew Joseph needs a long arrow to ST.
What is he? What was it? Who is it? What did he have? Anything in apart from?
Is that you? Is that you checking the database as we're playing?
Sure. Fuck off. Stupid loud keyboard. He's got nothing, mate.
Right. Okay, mate.
I'll put him an arrow to DMC.
There you go, good lad. Brilliant. And there's Martin's, just in case he does watch.
Or MC, whichever you fancy.
Yeah. Let's look at that. Look at that.
Have a crack.
Up the Joseph. And let's see how we get on till 60 minutes. Barbara in there with a chance from the MC. Port took a pass with half a chance there, but Barbara does go into the book. Are you doing anything here at 60 minutes, Sav?
Yeah, let's move Barbara up to AMC alongside Megni. Arrows on Megni and Barbara. Joseph's arrow reduced to DMC. I don't want to break him. I've got no other defenders. Let's have Angelov and Ricarta's arrows coming to behind Megni and Barbara. Just put them on the diag.
I love that. On the diag, up the diag.
And Neil and Stewie's arrows into Sandbar.
Yeah, look at this. Somebody please take a screenshot of this. This is pure swamp. This is what we're here for. And we go over to Kinder Bueno, whose circles do look a bit shifty there, to be fair. Who aren't going to do anything because Morton isn't live, but we'll just roll through. The Port of the Pats in search of what would be a massive 3 points and would get them off the mark. Kinder Bueno having a couple of chances here. A little bit of pressure. It's a penalty. Oh my God. Oh, Wood saves the penalty. What a big save that is. Bono misses the pen. Savage must have been cursing himself there. Joseph holds onto the ball. Paul Tucker Pats holds onto the ball. Can Lucas Neal do anything to get his team the 3 points? Barbara Benno wins the ball. Sev Cross out for a throw-in. 3 minutes added on. Is this going to be another 0-0 tonight? Angelo O'Shea, John O'Shea running down the wing. McGeaney, Ricarte, Neil. Oh, I thought Lucas Neal was going to do it for you there. Rodolfo heads it forward, and that is going to be full time. Mike Savage, your immediate reaction to a disappointing nils each.
Yeah, it's not a bad point though, is it? It's I mean, what can you do against that many? I've literally thrown the entire kitchen sink at it to try and get anybody through. So I'm happy enough with that.
Thought Lucas Neal was going to score the winner there. Yeah. Jens making a really good point for someone who likes to hammer on the tactic criticism. Martin plays a boring tactic to be in the swamp. Don't think you're wrong, mate. We are into our last game of the night, and Calcio Gabagool, who are flying in the cup with an 8-1 kind of aggregate, but actually came undone against the second-class Citizens. No shame in that. This is how they go tonight, which is exactly as is from their flying cup win. Signori was absolutely class in that cup win, as was Lozano in the second half. In the second half of that game, I don't think there's ever been a game that I've seen where one player is standing out so much in the second half. Like literally, Lozano is everywhere in that text. He's just kind of getting mentioned left, right, and centre. So no reason for Dimble to change. Over to the Horses team itself. And this is how he goes. Ibrahim Saeed, long arrow from centre half, which is now a mainstay. Kenny Lunt in there, Dr. Kamalo, and again another team coming off the back of a really, really good victory against Pallet Town in the Cup. They're scoring goals for fun and they're not conceding very many. So you'd think that they're going to be up there at the end of the season, Sav?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we could tease down and say the formation's a little bit standard, but
we could, couldn't we? We could.
You can't argue with results.
No, and as Horse has just said, we do have the Ghost game. We have Jens's game to get through, which did go for Ghost game, sorry. And there is Anthony with a goal to put his team 1-0 up, hits the crossbar. Gabagool not seeing much of the ball, but just seem to be creating problems at the top end of the pitch when they do have it. And there is 2-0. Where have Gabagool pulled this from? Stackington looked unbelievable in the last two games, and they're going to find themselves 2-0 down in half time, having looked on the on top in terms of possession, but actually Gabagool have been really, really clinical there. And it is Signori again putting himself about and getting the assist. And then for Stackington, a couple of fives. He's in there, one from René Ponk. And you'd think there's probably changes incoming for Horse, yeah?
Yeah, I would imagine so. San Nazario, maybe. Got me considering how well they played last game. It's a bit surprising to see so many lower ratings.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of the beauty of the Swamp, isn't it? These players are just so inconsistent. They're probably all like 3s or 4s for consistency or something.
Yeah, that's true.
So they either turn up shit hot and smashing people 4-1, or they're getting smashed 4-1 in the opposite direction. I'm sure Horse will correct us on what the average consistency rating is in the league. But Dimble's already gone as is, and Horse is playing till 60. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Appreciate that. As Stackington will see if they can get some witch doctor magic from the doctor. Crespo crossbar being hit there. We jump to 67 minutes, and the keeper is still riding a 5. Then we're just asking in the chat there for any boys that are in the All-Star League, there's chairman to create for the All-Stars League. And I think Oscar Wilde's got to be my chairman. Definitely.
Can I have, I don't know, maybe Chairman Meow?
And we'll see what Horsey wants to do. Over at Gabagool looking really, really solid. This is probably their best performance of the season, considering the fact that they're playing against the human manager, Sav.
Yeah, it's what can you say? It's I mean, they are rated high, but then so are mine. But it's that these are rated high and they are actually decent, as opposed to having high ratings but nothing to them. But
yeah,
my man Johnny Halliday, best player for Stackington at the moment.
Yeah, it's just not really clicking, is it? Not getting enough from those players with the arrows. You'd maybe say Diop's going to come on and potentially push the DML and DMR up to ML and MR. Dimble's going to make a change. Pasta needs to take confession, and it is Beansy on to replace him. I've just developed the sniffles within the space of this stream, Savage. So apologies to anybody that can hear me blowing my nose. Zippy off for Diop. Extend that arrow by a notch. There we go, and there we go. Brilliant. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Match stats are fairly even. Stackington definitely came into it a little bit more since the half-time break. And there is the third. What a performance this is from Gabagool. Can they get the fourth? They could have got the fourth. And they do get the fourth, but it's disallowed. And Marcus Bean has been very much involved there since he came on at 60 minutes. Can Stackington get a consolation? Signori's in there, clean sheet and 3 goals from 3 different goal scorers against a really good Stackington side. Your thoughts are full time there, Sav?
I mean, you can't argue. He's deserved. You got to look at you only have to look at the numbers, don't you? It's absolutely solid. There's not a single bad performance in that.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. And what's important, I think, for Dimble is Lozano and Signori have looked really, really good. And then actually, the person who probably hasn't been as good is Mark Anthony. And then he's rocked up and he's kind of added a goal tonight, along with an assist, the 2 assists he's previously got. Over at the Stackington boys, keeper 5 just kind of stuck with them all game. Got to believe that he's probably responsible for at least one of those 3 goals. And then probably just not enough tackles going on to stop the flow of that 3 across the middle. Well played, boys, and a massive win for Gabagool. Over at the Ghost game tonight to take us to the last game of the night in 49 minutes. Savage, what about that?
Sorry, well, I didn't catch that one.
In 49 minutes, last game of the night in 49 minutes.
Oh well, disallowed. Yeah, it's one of the bonuses of an audio, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Gashi is in there, and there is an injury in 37 minutes. Frod Kip, who we pointed out as a little bit of a cult hero, on 60%. So you think it maybe would be too big of an injury, but there isn't a like-for-like centre half. You're probably talking about dropping either Stenison or Yalland into DC and putting somebody in MC. So we'll see what Jens is going to do. And Jens saying same game on PS1 where he always tried to buy Beppe Signori 5 stars and Tato beat us to it. Yeah, Premier Manager 98. Christensen for the injured Kip. Stop the Stenison. And then we will go. Brilliant.
Yeah.
And it is 1-0 so far. And we'll see if that stays that way until the half-time whistle. It does indeed. Nothing much really happening. Quite a short match report. Real life football, not creating anything going forward. So it's probably time for Jens to whip out the arrows here, do you think?
Yeah. But I don't. Again, I'm always a bit nervous about pulling any, unless it's really, really blatantly obvious. The game knows what you're doing. It knows what you're doing and it punishes you for it.
The game knows.
It does.
You just need to get on a t-shirt, don't we?
The ghost in the machine, isn't it? The game knows.
The game knows. Yeah, the game knows. So I'm just going to pull up Jens's because I think there might be a bit of a comprehensive change to what's going on here. So I'm going to pull that up. And then I've seen Champignos as is, but we'll just go back to him just in case. Just in case there's anything that jumps out that I didn't see. Amley needs to go. Never lasted 90 minutes in real life. So I'm guessing Jens that is going to be for Rothen, maybe, or Sheriff. I don't know any of these players well enough, Jens, to be fair. So I'm just going to be totally at the mercy of whatever you need to do here, bud.
You'd think possibly Sharif, wouldn't you?
Who's in your group for All Stars then, Sav?
What was it? Tato, Rocks, and Jens.
Oh yeah, it's the group of death, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a group and a half, isn't it? Sorry, I weren't really that interested anyway. Oh, bothered.
Especially with the no draws after 90 minutes.
That's going to be mental.
Brathen to AFC, Eldar to MR. There we go. That seems right, Sav. Brathen for Amley.
I think so.
Swap with Palstrand.
Arrow.
Christensen.
Arrow to DMC.
Give an arrow back to DMC. There we go. Brilliant. And then arrow on Sternson to DMC. Oh, joint arrow. Brilliant. Meeting in the middle. Love that. Fantastic. Excellent. Love that, Jens. And let's see how we go until 60 minutes. Can real life football get a goal? Dick was upended. And we get to 60 minutes and we'll have a little look at real life football. Some 6s amongst some 7s. Yeah, Jens deserves a goal just for the innovation there, I think. And in terms of conditions, nothing massive standing out. Palstrand on an 80% now, but he is probably one of those more creative players in the team, so you'd be reluctant to change him. Over to Fallaraki, pretty solid. Muff and Dick really not doing their bit, whether it's the front or the back. They're just not doing it really.
Muff's looking rough.
Muff's looking rough and Dick's looking limp. So we'll see what they want to do. I like that. I've just clicked on what the whole concept here is.
You just realised.
Yeah, literally just realised.
This is the crystal phallus team I wanted Dan to make.
I've only just like had a proper like a woman in an abusive relationship who suddenly realizes she needs to get out. I've just had that light bulb moment of where I'm like, oh, I see this. I see what this is.
Hang on, these guys have got.
These
guys have got funny names.
It's all absolute filth. I've literally just realised that was really funny, and it was probably the most obvious one that made us realise it as well. Lovely. Jens, we'll just jump back to you, please, mate, and let me know if you want to do anything else there. Your options are a little bit limited with that bench now. You went to the 4 across the middle, and cheers to all the subs tonight being kind of compliant with the swim rules. I haven't really policed them that much, but just almost as if by accident. Sheriff for Jaland. Captain coming off. And I will to AMC. Brilliant. And we will roll to full time. Hopefully, real life football. Oh, and there is Shaggy Ogo. How did I not get the concept with a name like Shaggy Ogo? Honestly, what an idiot. Sheriff gets a chance, but doesn't keep it down underneath the bar. Falaraki on top here. The Shaggy Ogo and the Gashi is on top, and that is a pretty standard 2-0 win for Falaraki 629ers. Really, really solid. Gashi with a man of the match performance. Assist coming from us, and Kunta not really doing anything when he came on at the 60 minutes mark. Any thoughts there, Sav?
I mean, it was a bit of an average, quite a bit of an average game, wasn't it? You're a bit run of the mill, really. Just like you say, it's just your standard 2-0 win. Maybe a bit of thinking for Jens how we can spice it up a bit.
Yeah, I think definitely. And to be fair to him, stats kind of indicate they were a little bit more in the game than the text would have maybe suggested. All right then, so we go to the kind of final scores of tonight. Gabagool with an absolute hammering and vintage performance, beating Stackington 3-0. Gondor and a walk in the park with the worst game of the night, nils each, drawn a blank, not one shot on target across 90 minutes. Dangli's coming out 2-1 winners with Dean Saunders continuing his good run of form. Falaraki 69ers, we've just seen them hammer Real Life Football 2-0 in a pretty standard win. And Bellsprout coming in with a late, it was Victory Bell coming in with a late goal after Magic Corp went off injured to rescue a point away from home for Pallet Town. Pawtucket Pats, despite their invention, couldn't get anything done to get over the line and get a result. And Toto, again, with another really solid performance. They're hammering the goals at the minute. And this leaves the league table looking like this. Falaraki 69ers are first place with no goals conceded, 2 out of 2 with 7 goals. The Daglies are there in second place. Who'd have thought it? Followed by Pallet Town. Pallet Town FC, undefeated after 2. That is absolutely brilliant. Toto in 4th place with 4 points. And then we've got SEC 23, Gabagool, Stackington on 3 points in 5th, 6th and 7th respectively. Aussies on a dream in 8th. Excuse me, in 8th with 2 points. Apologies for any eardrums that I've just burst there. Gondor in 9th with 2 points. Pawtucket Pats yet to get a win, and Kinder and Under the Kosh and the Walk in the Park also with a point, and Real Life Football having conceded 7 and scored 2, not off the mark. Fixtures for the next round of games: Gondor against Falaraki, Kinder against Aussie's Dream, Pallet Town against Under the Kosh, Real Life Football against Gabagool. That could be a bloodbath. SCC against Pawtucket Pats, Stackington against Danglies, and Toto against a Walk in the Park. Savage, cheers for joining us tonight, mate. Thank you so much for your company. I really do appreciate it. Any final thoughts?
It's a bit early in the season to draw any conclusions yet, I think, for the longer term. But a couple of teams just starting to just starting to peak out.
Yeah, team of the week. Pidgley, the Pallet Town keeper in there, and a strong presence from the Gabagool boys there. You'd expect.
Gabagool and Falaraki, innit?
Yeah, basically the two best teams. Yeah, so cheers for your company tonight, lads. Really do appreciate it, as always. And until next week, cheers for joining us on Swim. Savage, I'll catch you in a bit, mate.
Yeah. Night, fellas.